This here is actually one of the best LED light strips I've ever reviewed on this channel, especially if you're planning on adding this to a gaming setup or your office desk and you happen to have a bunch of Razer products. The Twinkly line starter kit actually creates some serious competition against a light strip I've reviewed recently from Razer themselves, their Chroma light strip set. And in my opinion, this delivers a way better experience in almost every single way while coming in at nearly half the price. When it comes to connecting to the device and actually controlling it, Twinkly give you a fair few options. Not only is this a smart LED light strip, but it also has a physical built-in inline controller similar to what you get with a Govee LED light strip. This one has this feature as well. I've stuck my controller underneath my table and it's mounted right here where I can easily press a button, cycle through different lighting effects. Every single LED on here is fully customizable and individually addressable, so you can set rainbow wave effects or whatever lighting effect you could possibly think of, you can create in their mobile app. And of course, you can also turn the light strip on and off via that button. And once you're done with all that, if you want to sync it back up with your gaming setup, you can do that as well. But this is a smart LED light strip after all, with both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi supported. Therefore, of course, it supports all of the popular voice assistants, some of which aren't even listed on the box. So it has Google Assistant as well as Amazon Echo support, not to mention actual Apple HomeKit support with Siri and everything, nowhere to be listed on the packaging. But if you press a couple buttons within the Twinkly mobile app, you can simply enable the Apple HomeKit support, and it works just as any Apple HomeKit device would, which was a pleasant surprise for me. It doesn't say anywhere on the package that it supports Apple HomeKit, but it does. And that's a very nice feature for anyone that has an iPhone. You will really appreciate that. Now, like I mentioned a minute ago, because it supports the Razer Chroma integration, it can sync up with the rest of your gaming setup peripherals, for example, your keyboard, your monitor, your mouse if your mouse has LED lights on it. Your entire PC build can also be in sync with this LED light strip through the Twinkly Chroma Connector app, which I have right here. Once you have this set up and you have the mobile app downloaded, the whole LED light strip paired to your Wi-Fi network, and you have made a Twinkly account, it's dead easy. Once you sign in, you can enable this light strip within the Twinkly Chroma connector and then head over to Razer. Make sure you also have the Chroma Connect thing turned on. And of course, just make sure Twinkly itself is enabled. That's it, mate. You can do whatever you want. We can set the whole desk setup to the color white, just like that. Super simple. We can set everything to the color red as well. It's dead easy. Desktop control for your LED light strip. Let's jump into the unboxing and see what you actually get with this light strip. This is the Twinkly line 1.5 meter starter kit, which can be expanded. You can buy expansion kits. I have the UK version, so I'm using the UK power adapter. The whole light strip kit is very easy to set up in general. It's just a 3-pin adapter that plugs into the cable that then runs into an inline controller and finally runs into the built-in power brick, which I'm plugging into my power extension lead underneath my table and then quickly cable managing everything. I've also ended up unboxing the actual LED light strip extension kit, which of course comes with a 1.5 meter or 5 foot LED light strip extension, which we have right here. And we have an actual LED light strip extension cable as well, which is quite thoughtful of them. It would have been nice if this actually already came with the starter kit, as this sort of thing is quite useful, especially in a scenario where you want to put your LED light strip quite far away from where you're actually plugging it into. Having an extra extension cable for the light strip is very handy. And just like the starter kit, the extension kit also comes with 2 more of these LED light strip clips with some double-sided adhesive, although these could actually be used for cable management as well. What's also pretty cool about these Twinkly LED strips is not only do they have 3M tape on the back of them like most LED light strips, they also have built-in magnets into the LED strip itself. Therefore, if you have a metal table or you're planning on attaching these onto a metal surface and you don't want to use tape, well, you're in luck because it has built-in magnets, and as I'm going to demonstrate right now, you can just attach it onto a metal surface without using any tape. When it comes to installing these LED light strips onto your desk or any surface really, I found a way to make it very easy, and that is using these LED light strip clips, or you could even call them cable clips. But all you got to do is insert the actual light strip into the see-through cable clip, just like this. And you never have to use any of the included 3M adhesive on the back of the light strip. Instead, They just sit in the actual cable clips or LED light strip clips. I've just taken a part of the light strip off of my table to show you how the extension kit would plug in, and it would of course just plug in via the 3-pin adapter, just like that. It is very easy, but you might end up with some odd behavior where only a part of the light strip turns on, the extension part that is. So you have to go into the Twinkly app, go over to active LEDs. Now by default, if you just buy the starter kit on its own, that has a total of 90 LEDs because it's a 1.5 meter kit with an LED density of 60 LEDs per meter. However, if you get the extension kit, you have to manually change the active LEDs from 90 to, you guessed it, 180 to get both LED light strips working. It would have been good to see this sort of feature be automatic, whereas the LED light strip would automatically detect how many LEDs are plugged into it, similar to what Govee have done with their Govee M1 LED strip, which I will be reviewing very soon. But this one doesn't have that feature despite being a rather premium LED light strip when it comes to its price point. And of course, there's another very important feature, which I'm gonna unplug the light strip for this one, is whether or not this LED strip can be cut to size. I can confirm the light strip is still working. I'm now gonna cut even more of the light strip off in a somewhat random location right here and pray that it still works. I have a feeling it probably will, but there's no guarantee. Let's see if it works. Well, okay. Yep, everything is still working completely fine, even though we've cut the light strip at seemingly a completely random point. It's still fine. There's no problems whatsoever. Okay, you can cut this light strip anywhere and it's still fine. Pretty good. This right here is how the light strip looks like in an extremely well-lit environment with all of the lights set to white. But if we turn the studio lights off, it does look a whole lot brighter. And if the nano leaves are turned down to 50% brightness, the light strip begins to really shine there. And if the nano leaves are completely off, then as you can see, it really does look a whole lot brighter. As I mentioned before, you can of course cycle through different lighting effects directly through the inline controller. And if you ever want to quickly change the light strip to a static color, you can do that through Apple HomeKit as well, very quickly. But if you want any of the more advanced lighting effects like snow, rainbow, the snake lighting effect, or any of the other ones on the app, you will have to use the actual Twinkly app to access them. There is no real other way to do it. And some of these lighting effects even have a music mode, like the bright twinkle. By pressing the music icon, you can make it react to music using your phone's microphone. So whenever I speak, you'll see that the light strip lights up. However, I found that the music mode could be significantly improved, perhaps by using dedicated music lighting effects or something else, but from my experience, the music mode isn't anything very impressive. Even the rainbow mode can supposedly react to music, as you can see here, but either it's way too sensitive or I don't know, it feels sort of unpolished and not quite finished. And some of the music modes from the Govee LED light strips or even the Razer dedicated music visualizer does a way better job. Twinkly do sell a separate music controller that you can buy. One of my favorite lighting effects is probably bounce. It just looks very cool. It's kind of like a rainbow wave, but it moves. I have also made a couple of my own. This is sort of like the double lighting effect, but with different colors. When it comes to creating your own lighting effects or editing the existing ones, they make it very easy. All you got to do is press the edit button, and here we can adjust the color depth. So if I turn this all the way down, you'll see it's basically adjusting the length of each one of the colors. So with the color depth all the way down, it really stretches out that rainbow wave lighting effect. But if we turn this setting up, you'll see all of the colors are a lot more dense. So if I max this out, all of the lights are very, very densely packed. And you can also increase the speed. This is the light strip on maximum speed, and this is the light strip on the slowest speed. Very smooth lighting effects, even at the highest speeds, thanks to this light strip using 60 LEDs per meter. And then this here is the waves lighting effect, which also has a music mode. Well, as far as music modes go, I can't say I'm very impressed, but it's not awful. At least it does sort of work as a music mode. It's just not the best one I've seen, to be honest. But apart from that, that's honestly most of the application covered. It does have timers that you can set, so you can set a certain time for the light strip to turn on during the day, as well as a certain time for the light strip to turn off during the day. What I also think is quite good is the fact that you can actually override the software in pretty much every scenario, and in some ways you can almost work alongside it. So this is me using Apple HomeKit to decrease the brightness of the LED light strip, but in real time it's actually still staying in sync with the rest of my gaming setup, despite me messing with it within Apple HomeKit. However, if at any point I want to override the lighting effects that the software on my PC is making the light strip do, I can cycle through any of these and override this at any point. And on top of that, if I want to now override Apple HomeKit, I can use the inline controller and cycle through different lighting effects here, and then say I want to go back on Apple HomeKit and change lighting effects, I can do that as well. And then if I quickly want to have this back in sync with the setup, you can do that too. It just works really well with different things interacting with it at the same time. And of course, if I want to ever turn the light strip off, you can do that too via Apple HomeKit. It's really good. Overall, this Twinkly line LED light strip is by far one of the best I've reviewed in recent time, with just so many ways of controlling the light strip, and the 60 LEDs per meter, rather unique features with the magnets and everything. It is by far one of the best I've reviewed, with perhaps the main drawback of the light strip is the rather poor music visualization. Unless you pick up that external music USB dongle, perhaps then the music mode is much better. And just before we end today's video, I did email Twinkly to ask them, can the light strip be expanded beyond the 3 meter mark, which for some people might not be long enough, which is very understandable. And the answer is yes, you can buy multiple of these and sort of group them as one big light strip virtually within the app. Would have been cool if you could just sort of do it all through the single light strip with one power source, but no, the max length of these is 3 meters per power source, but you can group several of these together to act as one big light strip, and you could probably even map it all as one light strip using their 3D spatial mapping feature, which is hands down one of the most unique selling points from Twinkly in general as a brand. Their 3D spatial mapping thing is really cool, especially when it comes to their Christmas tree lights, which I will be taking a look at again this year. Their Christmas tree lights even sync up with Razer Chroma. Of course they do. But yeah, stay tuned for some more videos from Twinkly and more LED light strip content in general. Anyway, I'm going to leave links to the Twinkly line LED light strip in the description down below, alongside some competitive products at a similar price point, depending on what you're after. But apart from that, guys, thanks for watching as always. Stay tuned for some more LED light strip content dropping soon from Govee, as they have sent me the M1 LED light strip. And we even have more stuff on the table from Govee right there. As you saw, the Christmas tree that we set up on the wall in the living room, that's all of those Govee neon rope LED light strips. It turned out really cool. So stay tuned for my Govee video. It's going to go live soon. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you in another video soon. Goodbye.